What's up guys, and welcome back to another video from me, and today I'm going to sneak in another building tune for you guys as well. Something a little bit extra during the middle of the week, or even the start of the week. I'm losing track of what day I'm on. This video is going to be a first. It is my first ever, that I realised, building tune for a front wheel drive car. And the car we're going to be using is the car you can see on screen. It is the Honda Prelude SI, I believe it is, in Forza 5. Now this is a car that's quite special to me, because this is probably one of my favourite cars that I have ever owned. And those of you that are on my Patreon site and are patrons will probably see pictures of my real life one. And I've tried to replicate the gumball paint job that I had on it at one stage. I thought it's nice to actually have cars in the game that you have in real life, because it makes it like a little bit more realistic when you've got something you can actually drive and you sit into a cockpit or sit in the inside of the car, and it actually looks familiar. So this is a car that I've done. I couldn't get exactly the same wheels on, which was a bit of a bitch, so I had to just pick ones that were kind of close. It's also left-hand drive, I believe, where mine wasn't. Mine was right-hand drive, which is the right-hand side of the road, right-hand side, right side of the car to drive on. So yeah, overall, I thought, you know what, I'll build this up, give it a whirl, and I wanted to try and keep it as, I'll say, as close to mine as possible. I did have to actually add a few extra engine upgrades on Forza to be able to get it up to class. And the class we have got this in is, we have put it in C class. So it's not too bad. I think it's packing 298 horsepower, which isn't a great deal of horsepower, but it's front wheel drive, so the higher up in horsepower you go, the more issues you're going to have with torque understeer, and it wanting to go straight as you come out the corners. It doesn't weigh a lot, it only weighs 2,421 pounds, so that adds to its advantage. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the parts I used as I did in the old way. Just quickly do this for you. So conversions, engine swap, we haven't done anything with it. We've kept the stock engine in. I had the stock engine in mine, so I didn't change it to any of these. Drivetrain swap, we've gone with front wheel drive, obviously, haven't changed anything there. Aspiration conversion, we've put the centrifugal supercharger in. I did not have this in my car, but like I said, to get up to spec, I had to add some extra parts in, and that's one of the ones that I choose. So you want to put the supercharger in. Now we'll go to engine upgrades, see what else I added in. Air filter is stock. Fuel system is stock as well. Ignition is stock. Race exhaust, I did have an uprated exhaust. It wasn't really race spec, but it was uprated. Cams are stock. Valves are stock as well. Displacement is stock. Kept it as a 2 litre. Pistons and compression, is it 2 litre? Yeah, so we weren't too sure if it's 2 litre or 2.2. Stock pistons and compression. Supercharger is the Sport supercharger. Intercooler is stock. Oil and cooling is stock as well. And the flywheel is stock as well. So that should be all the engine upgrades that you need to add in. Platform and handling wise, we've gone with race brakes, race suspension, race front anti-roll bars, and we're going to have race rear anti-roll bars. Roll cage, we've gone with that one. Now the reason why I chose that one, you can see, if we look at the lateral G's, 112, 110, and if we move it to that one, it goes to 112, 110. So you don't really get anything off it. The 4.6 handling goes green, but you lose a little bit of launch, which is pretty crap on front wheel drive cars anyway. But you do get an extra bit of weight. So I decided not to go with the full one and just go with that one. So I was browse through, see which one had the best stats, which one upgraded the most, and that's the one we went for. And weight reduction, we've gone with the race weight reduction. Moving along, drivetrain, clutch will be stock. Transmission, we've gone with the race transmission. Driveline is race as well. and differential is race. So moving on to tyres. Now tyres we've got in this are totally stock. We have the stock tyres on. No upgrade for the tyres whatsoever. You can see it does add quite a bit of PI when you start messing around with the tyres. We've got handling 4.6, but the handling is actually better than that 4.6 would suggest. Front tyre width is set to max, and rear tyre width is set to the first option, not max. Again, you could put max on, get a bit more handling and get an extra PI, but it does add £1. So you guys can have a little tinker around with that if you want, but with it being front wheel drive, I didn't feel like it needed full tyre width on the rear. Wheels we've used with this, if I can try and find them, are those ones, the Team Dynamics Pro Race 2 wheels, closest thing I could get to the ones that I had on my car. Now that's the only reason why I chose those. Upgraded rim size, we went with 17s, I had 17s on my car, and we have 17s on the rear. So that should, oh no, aero, before I forget. Front bumper on this is stock. We have not added any aero whatsoever. Try and get a bit more speed down the straights. I mean, you can add the rear if you want. It will give you a little bit more grip, and does drop the PI, but obviously drops the speed along with it. Or you can just take the bumper off altogether. You can do that, lose £4. So you could try that if you want. I didn't. I just kept it as that because that's what I had on my real life car. So then, that's the build for it. We'll have a quick look at the tune. Tyres, 28 front and 28.5 rear. Gearing, we have on screen, we have 4.93, 2.42, 1.67, 1.29, 1.06, 0.92 and 0.82. Alignment, negative 2.4 and negative 1.8. Toe, 0.1 for the front, and rear is 0. Front caster is 6.2. Anti-roll bars 15.94, 29.46. Springs are 513.4 and 444.6. Ride height, not quite as low as we can get it. We've gone 7.5 and 8.4 on the rear. Damping 7.6 and 10.1 for rebound, and 4.1 and 5.2 for bump. Aero can't do a damn thing with because we haven't upgraded it. Braking 47% and 109%, but as usual you guys can set that up as you like. And differential 16% and 72%. So we've gone quite low with acceleration on the front. It does help reduce the understeer as well. So if you're doing a front wheel drive car and you feel it's understeer as you get on the power, try reducing the front diff, or the acceleration diff. Try dropping that down, and that should help reducing that understeer you get when you're on the power and you're exiting corners. Little tip for you. So there you go. That is the building tune for this car. It's C500, and I took it for a spin earlier on the Rivals event. We did it on Road, if I can remember what it's called, not Atlantic, Road America, in C class, and I'll just show you where we ended up with it. I think it's fairly impressive for a front wheel drive car on that track. We'll just wait for it to load. There you go, 396 in a front wheel drive Honda Prelude. Not too bad. That was kind of a lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting probably about 600-700 to be honest. So it's probably half as much as I can. You can see the cars that are probably above me are all going to be rear wheel drive beasts that people race. I think Rock Kings is. I haven't actually built the Lotus Cortina yet, which is something I'm going to have a look at doing, because I've seen a lot of people using those and they do seem damn quick on acceleration. But yeah, overall I was really happy with this car and the way it turned out, and I will definitely be keeping it in my garage, probably more so that it's a bit sentimental for me, but I just thought I'd share it with you guys as well, so you guys can go out and build it and test out my first front wheel drive building tune. So guys, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, feel free to leave it a like or a share or a comment, or do the great things you continue to do, and until my next one, I'll see you all soon.